The secrecy in Nigeria's oil sector has continually raised the curiosity of many citizens over the years, with the federal government's plan to end the controversial fuel subsidy regime, which according to the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative (NATI) has gulped over 13 trillion naira in 16 years. This curiosity has further heightened, with observers and stakeholders now seeking to find out who the beneficial owners of companies engaged in Nigeria's crude oil swap deals are. In 2009, the Nigerian government began the crude oil swap arrangement through the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) to meet the local demand for refined products such as premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, as the nation's 4 refineries had become moribund, lacking the capacity to refine the about 400,000 barrels of crude oil required to satisfy Nigeria's over 60 million liters daily fuel consumption. Therefore, the crude swap deals allowed for the NNPC and its subsidiaries to trade the about 400,000 barrels of crude oil in exchange for the volume of refined products needed to meet the country's daily demand. Under the Offshore Processing Agreement and the Refined Products Exchange Agreement, which is now known as Direct Sale, Direct Purchase. At a recent policy dialogue organized by Policy Alert in collaboration with NATI, the Executive Director of Policy Alert, Tija Bolton Akpan, said the crude oil swap deals that took place between the years 2010 and 2015 represents something that looks like a black hole in Nigeria's extractive sector.
The crude swap deals, especially the dimension that took place between the years 2010 to 2015, represent something like a black hole in Nigeria's extractive sector governance. It is unfathomable that a country that produces the volume of crude that we produce should be depending on other countries for refined products. What we are discussing here today is, through all those transactions, there were a lot of losses that came to Nigeria in terms of revenue, in terms of taxes, in terms of crude oil volumes that were sent out of the country and did not come back in terms of refined products. All these were shorter end of the stick for the Nigerian state.
He said there is a need for Nigerians to know the owners of companies behind the oil swap deals.
It is important for us to have the identities of the companies who are involved in the entire value chain of these transactions. Now, how do these companies actually hide the shenanigans which they do? It is when we do not know the identity of the owners of this company, because Nigeria has undergone beneficial ownership reforms. We have the KAMA 2020, which brings beneficial ownership disclosure to the forefront. But we have not got this disclosure monitored to the point where the law enforcement agencies can utilize beneficial ownership data to hold these actors accountable.
On subsidy removal, he said the biggest problem is corruption.
One of the biggest problems is corruption. What have we been subsidizing over the years? Have we been subsidizing the consumption of the Nigerian public, the citizens, or have we actually been subsidizing corruption?
As the June 2023 deadline for subsidy removal approaches, the federal government says it has secured an $800 million loan, which will be dispersed to 50 million Nigerians who belong to the most vulnerable category in the society as palliative to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Iheanacho Prince, Eagles FM News.